And you also mentioned that St. George is a very like academically rigorous school. So do you offer a lot of AP courses or like electives for students who already like finished like the normal courses that are required?
So our elective program is certainly huge range of choice in grade 11 and 12, and we offer amongst the highest number of AP courses in Canada. So we have 24 different AP courses, everything from AP economics right through to all 4 or 5 different AP sciences, math, AP world history and psychology, and so a huge range of academic choice for students, and that's a big draw as well.
Yeah. Can you tell us about like what St. George's like did to help those students like through those college application processes?
Right. Yes. So certainly we recognize how this is just the first step on their road to education, or an important step. And our college counseling and career counseling team is really proficient and experienced in advising students on which universities to apply to. It all starts with just building that list first and finding the universities that are going to be a really good match for them. And then our counselors have contacts across universities both in Canada and the United States and abroad. And so they understand the best ways to really help the student put their best application forward. To the point where in last year in 2024, of 160 graduates, they received over 800 admission offers from 130 different universities and colleges in Canada, United States, and abroad. The Harvards and the Stanfords and the UCs, right through to all the top Canadian institutions like University of British Columbia, McGill, and Toronto.
What's like the ratio of like the day students and the boarding students?
So we are predominantly day school. So we have in the senior school, we have about 750 total students.
Okay. Of
that 750, 90 are boarding students.
90, gotcha.
Yeah.
What about like faculty? How much faculty do you have compared to like kids? Because like a lot of like students go to the States or Canada for like a more interactive like education.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. So it works out to be when you're looking at all all of our colleagues, staff, teacher colleagues, there's 9 students for every 1 teacher, so a really good ratio.
Okay. And can you tell us about like the leadership positions students can have in St. George's and like what students have to do or like what roles they're gonna take when they get that leadership position?
So there's, in addition to student council, there's what we have, it's called a variety of different portfolios. And so those portfolios, everything from health and wellness to cultural awareness portfolio to sustainability portfolio. And each of those portfolios has a chair or head of the portfolio and then 5 or 6 other students in that position. And those head boy positions are available for grade 11 and 12 students.
Yeah.
And they organize a range of events. And so often it's quite event focused. We typically in a month we'll have 1 or 2 different themes each month, and so those portfolios are focused on that. And bringing awareness, bringing community involvement, activities in terms of charity and organized work in some of the more lower socioeconomic parts of Vancouver. We're really committed to doing work in those areas. And so our students are the leaders in those areas. They're often the ones leading our assemblies, and those positions are like you have in any given election. They organize some preparation around campaigning. They then students vote those students into those positions.
St. George's, that is an all-boys school. So how's like the vibe of the school compared to other schools? Because like there's not a lot of all-boys schools like in the States or Canada that I know of.
So we first of all have a lot of tradition, and so we actually began as a boarding school. We did not originally in 1930 have a day program, and so as a result, because we were a boarding program, we were naturally an all-boys boarding program. And so then throughout the years we've added on day students, so now we have far more day students than boarding students, but those same traditions still exist. And so everything from similar songs to wearing the same tie to having sort of a house system called Wings Those are some really great areas that they really build with a lot of strong brotherhood and connection. It's an athletic school, so we have a lot of energy and a lot of school spirit, particularly when it comes to some of our big sports like basketball and rugby and hockey. So during the variety of spirit weeks, people are out and cheering the teams on. But it's also a school that, despite that we're all boys, one might think that we'd only be about sports. In fact, that is so far from the truth. We have such an incredible arts program. Our theater programs, for example, this coming year we're amongst the first schools in North America to be able to put on Harry Potter's Cursed Child high school versions. And so our school, as a strong art school, is going to be able to be one of the first to produce that and put that on. And so things like that, where boys might be a little more hesitant to be in the poetry club or be singing in a musical. With an all-boys school, we really welcome students to be what they want to do and do what they want to be.
And so, last question is like, what do you think that, I think we covered like a lot of what I'm about to ask, but like what makes you think that St. George like stands out compared to like other boarding schools like in the States and Canada that we didn't like talk about yet?
Well, I think just in, certainly bringing back some of the points in summary, we are an all-boys school, one that has a rich tradition, so over 100 years of educating boys, essentially following our mission, building fine young men, one boy at a time, offering an unmatched urban boarding experience. So for families who are looking to have that connection where they're growing, their sons are growing independently, being in a city setting that could be a better place for that. We have a real focus on strong education, setting them up for future success.
Yeah, thank you so much.
My pleasure. Thanks for chatting with you.